Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Wednesday, March 16th, 2016. I'm Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
St. Kitts and Nevis is being represented at the Crans Montana Forum in Morocco, which will officially start tomorrow, Thursday, March 17th, 2016. The Federation's delegation is being led by Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley.
The delegation comprises Ms. Lorna Hunkins, my senior advisor, our Foreign Service Officer, Atasha D'Souza, and youth representative, also from Nevis, Mr. Anslem Keynes. Our attendance here as a delegation is facilitated by the Crans Montana Forum and therefore comes at no cost to the taxpayers. We see, however, that the potential benefits of our attendance are very high, and so we look forward definitely to reporting further as the days unfold in terms of this high-level discussion. As Minister of Foreign Affairs, I am very privileged to be leading a high-level delegation to Morocco, specifically the Dakhla region, for the Crans Montana Forum. This forum brings together world leaders, brings together thinkers, and those who shape opinion on developmental issues that impact all of us, and particularly impact those of us in the South, as we try to develop South-South cooperation and South-South relations. We feel that this type of forum is useful for the Caribbean and Africa in particular, but also for Asia and others to come together and to share ideas and to develop, of course, relationships and build stronger, deeper, and longer-lasting diplomatic relationships.
Minister Brantley has so far met informally and held talks with Reverend Jesse Jackson, who is also a speaker at the forum. Minister Brantley used the opportunity to invite Reverend Jackson to St. Kitts and Nevis. Reverend Jackson advised that he visited the Twin Island estate in 1989 with Nevisian actress Cicely Tyson after the ravages of Hurricane Hugo and would welcome the opportunity to visit again. Reverend Jackson is a well-known civil rights leader in the United States of America and was famously present when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. Reverend Jackson is also a former U.S. presidential candidate. Both he and Minister Brantley are slated to speak on public panels at the Crans Montana Forum. I am Donis Wilkinson Keynes reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
The Ministry of Agriculture has made its final preparations for the hosting of its 22nd Annual Agriculture Open Day, slated for tomorrow, Thursday 17th and Friday 18th March. Officer responsible for the Potworks Agricultural Station, Brandon Frederick, outlines the produce that will be available for the much-anticipated Agriculture Open Day.
For the open day, we will have a flood in onions for the open day. We have 6 acres planted, most in different stages. We have different sizes, different shapes for every customer. So I just want to assure everyone that there's no need to rush for any onions because we will have more than enough for both days and even after the open day.
Frederick says there will also be a variety of other produce available, including pumpkin, which were also grown at Potworks. Meantime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, spoke to us today about what the public can expect of what he says promises to be a grand event at the Villa grounds.
That we have always set a very high bar in terms of our standard for the open day, and the way things are looking right now is that we will be definitely reaching those expectations and probably surpassing them. All of the tents practically are up. We will now just be awaiting for the entrance of the exhibits and so on. And all in all, preparations are going well, and we are hoping for great weather on Thursday and Friday. And we know that you'll be coming out in your numbers to support us. Just want to make a couple reminders in terms of the parking. We will be restricting the number of vehicles that will be coming into the villa. There's a limited space as to how many vehicles can park in here. And so we are reminding the drivers that unless you have a vehicular pass from the Department of Agriculture, you will not be allowed entrance into the villa. The persons who are bringing in exhibits and the government officials will be allowed in, and you'll be allowed in for a limited amount of time. So we are asking the persons who are taking part, the participants, to kindly collect your vehicle passes from the Department of Agriculture. We are reminding you that parking will be available just behind us there in the area of the Bath Hotel and the Bath Stream. Lots of parking is there. We will also have parking as last year on the hill over in the ETW Park area. And we are asking you to park there and walk in. Of course, it's a new look villa, and we are hoping that we can keep the standard up, and we are hoping that persons can be on their very, very best behavior. We begin on Thursday with an official opening ceremony at 9:30, and we're expecting persons to be seated, and we are expecting persons to bring their exhibits in starting on Wednesday. So at least on Thursday morning, persons do not have to be shuffling backward and forward when we are having the opening ceremony to bring the exhibits in. So all in all, things are looking up. We'll have great participation. Everything that you'll need agriculture-wise will be available at the villa on Thursday and Friday, including food. So you do not need to cook on Thursday and Friday. So we're expecting a bumper crowd. We're expecting the usual great support from you, the members of the general public, on both Thursday and Friday. On Thursday, we go from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. On Friday, we go from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. When, of course, on Friday, we'll have live band, the Odyssey, for the entertainment. So all in all, things are looking well, and we're expecting Open Day 22 to be a grand affair, and we look forward for your usual support.
The theme for the 2016 Agriculture Open Day is Adapting to Climate Change to Achieve Greater Food Security. The Inland Revenue Department is inviting taxpayers to visit its booth at the Agriculture Open Day. According to Wanda Thompson, the Inland Revenue Department will be making a number of offerings to the public.
We at the Inland Revenue Department would like to encourage persons to come and visit our booth at the 2016 Agriculture Open Day. We will be offering prizes in the form of waiver of interest and penalties, but you must know about your IRD and you must be able to answer questions about IRD to be able to win prizes in these formats. At the booth, we will also be printing property demand notices. So if you are due property tax, well, you should be due property tax, but all demand notices can be printed on site at the 2016 Agriculture Open Day. So we encourage persons to take advantage of this opportunity and avoid the rush in June and pay your taxes on time and early. We will also be demonstrating how to fill out the CIT, which is the corporate income tax, and the UBT, the unincorporated business tax forms, so that you could have a greater knowledge of how to fill out these forms and file at the department.
The Inland Revenue Department continues to encourage taxpayers to honor their obligations to the department and raise awareness of the taxes that apply to them and the importance of paying those taxes.
We would like to take advantage of the opportunity to take part in the 2016 Agriculture Open Day for the 17th and 18th March so that we can reach out to our taxpayers and encourage them to pay taxes on time, avoid interest and penalties, and be responsible citizens.
Meantime, Thompson reminds business owners who have not done so to do their unincorporated business tax filing, as the deadline was yesterday, Tuesday, March 15th, 2016.
We would like to encourage you to please come in as early as possible because there is a 10% penalty on late payment and a $100 per day on late filing. So we're encouraging you to please avoid the interest and penalties and come into the department and settle your accounts.
Still to come, Financial Services Department to host AML CFT seminar. The details after this break.
Celebrating the old, showcasing the new. Culturama 42.
Welcome back. The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, has launched a competition that seeks to identify successful cases of climate-smart practices in the Caribbean. The competition, dubbed Climate Smart Agriculture, Stories from Farmers in the Eastern Caribbean States, is open to organizations in St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Participating stories must demonstrate their contribution to the three objectives of climate-smart agriculture: increasing productivity and food security, fostering processes for adapting to climate change, and reducing agriculture's greenhouse gas emissions. Entries should focus on the resilient aspect of their stories and should document the benefits of increasing the productivity of agricultural systems and of mitigating gas emissions. The application period began yesterday, March 15th, and ends on May 13th. The stories should clearly and explicitly document the climate risk that the technology addresses. This is a key criterion that will be taken into account in selecting the winning stories. Special consideration will be given to cases with an intergenerational and gender-based approach. An expert jury will evaluate all the submissions, and the winners will be announced by the middle of the year on national radio and television stations, and will also be published by IICA and the Ministry of Agriculture on each country of their websites. The first place winner will be awarded with a professional documentary about their story as well as a publication, and will be able to participate in an awards ceremony in their home country. The winner will also receive an all-expenses-paid trip to the regional awards ceremony that will be held in St. Lucia in early August.
The Navy's Financial Services Department will be hosting its 11th annual AML CFT, or Anti-Money Laundering and Combating the Financing of Terrorism Awareness Workshop, under the theme Powerful Insights, Practical Ideas, Real Solution, Financial Crime Prevention, the Way Forward.
Assistant Regulator at the Nevis Financial Services Department, Karen Hobson. According to Hobson, this year's AML CFT training workshop is scheduled for 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Monday 21st and Tuesday 22nd March at the Four Seasons Resort. It targets regulatory, prosecutorial, and law enforcement agencies, the Government Treasury and Inland Revenue Department, and owners, board of directors, senior management and compliance or reporting officers operating in the financial services sector within the jurisdiction. The registration fee is $300 or 815 EC dollars. The group rate for 3 or more persons is $265 or 720 EC dollars.
Some of the topics to be covered are financial crime prevention and corporate governance issues. The main facilitator is Mr. Alex Young, who is a senior associate of Stephen Platt and Associates, a United Kingdom-based law firm.
Remarks and presentations will also be made by Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Vance Amory, the White Collar Crime Unit, the Citizenship by Investment Unit, the Inland Revenue Department, the Regulator of the Financial Services Department, and the Department's Regulator of International Banking. The AML CFT training is in keeping with the Nevis Financial Services Department's commitment to ensure that employees of regulated entities receive the necessary training in accordance with paragraphs 131 to 134 of the Financial Services Implementation of Industry Standards Regulations. And that concludes this evening's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.